Buenos dias and welcome back to my channel, everybody. I was just sitting here contemplating. I'm on my computer and I was just thinking, let's go make a video on minimalism or minimalism photography. Let's just go outside. It's a beautiful day outside and let's go shoot. All right, I think my first shot was successful. We're out here doing it, y'all. Thanks, and welcome back to the channel. We are out here shooting minimalist photography. That doesn't mean that the photography itself, like the things that I'm using, is minimalist, because I'm certainly not minimalism. If I wanted to do minimalism photography, I guess I would just use my cell phone or maybe a point and shoot or something with a smaller profile. But I'm out here with the Canon EOS R. I have the 50mm RF lens on here. I also came with two other lenses, the 24-105 RF lens from Canon, and then a Canon EF mount 20mm. So if I need to go wide, I can go wide. So I'm off to a great start. So one tip, the shot that I just set up has a nice grassy knoll that's on kind of a berm or a little hill. And I got down low because all I saw was the green grass. I left a bunch of negative space in the background and I focused on a set of palm trees. And those palm trees, I essentially might take out 3 or 4 of them in post, so I can just leave one palm tree. I might leave them all. It looked pretty good already, but nonetheless, I think it's something that you can work on and be artistic with when you're shooting photography. I'm shooting in the middle of the day. The day started out a little bit moody, pretty cloudy. The clouds have broke. I have pretty nice blue, light baby blue skies, if you will. There is a little bit of light cloud coverage, so having really any type of weather works for this minimalistic style. In the end, you can convert these to black and white or whatever you really want to see in your image, but the idea is to just focus on a subject and have a lot of negative space, one way or the other. So I'm really happy with that one shot. Like, if this was the only shot I took today, I would be super happy. I would be thrilled. All right, let's go get some more. We might stay here. This is the second place I visited. I actually drove around the local, I actually drove around the local junior college and I saw some things, but got Speedy Gonzalez driving through the frame. All right, so I drove through the junior college. I had to pay for parking and I just didn't feel like getting out. But I took some mental notes, so in the future, I'm gonna go back there. Not necessarily for minimalist photography, but always good to take notes on potential and future photo locations. All right, that one didn't turn out so well. I had the idea of shooting this little flowering plant right behind me and with a backdrop kind of blown out, but I don't think that's exactly what I was looking for. So let's move on, Okay, I didn't think the field was gonna work out so great, so I abandoned it, but I did take one shot. I'm cropping in. I think it looks pretty decent cropped in. It's just that the gentleman who is on the line of the image that I chose, I feel like he should be facing the other way because now the image leads you to the left and there's not enough negative space to the left of the way he's walking. I wish I would have had him turning to the right. I sat there for a little bit trying to get that shot, but I think it works okay. Especially you have to be creative with these things and kind of visualize what it would look like cropped in. I tried to get it in camera, it just wasn't working quite right with the lines of the football field and the baseball field together, but I think just the baseball field with the one line of the gentleman stepping on it, I think it works out okay. I think it's okay. Let's move on to the next location. Let's go. Are you having fun? I'm having fun. I said I was walking out of here, but I think I saw something worth shooting. So I'm gonna park illegally here for a second. No big deal, there's nobody around. Let's just call it legal, and I'm gonna just walk down here to this little center. Okay, it wasn't the best shot in the world. It's just a white wall. There was an arbor or a patio covering over my head. So it was giving all of these leading lines to a wall where it was projecting the wood that's on top of the patio cover, and they Right now, because of the position of the sun, they're a little bit tilted. I would have preferred them being straight up, but I think it works. Initially, I shot it down on one knee at eye level, but I put the camera closer to the ground, actually led your eye from one of the wooden slat channels straight up to the wall and all of the shadows there. I think it'll look best in black and white. I liked it. I liked it. Very simple shot. You can find these things anywhere. All right, let's move on. Okay, just drove to the 3rd floor of a parking garage here in downtown, and sometimes it's just good, this is a good tip, is to just go above and see what you can see down below or straight across to see if you can get some minimalistic shots. So I'm gonna shoot this building right behind me. I think it works. The only problem is it's in full shade. I would prefer to be on the other side, but that side's a little bit busier, and I don't think it is as plain and wide open and clear and has the negative space on the other side. So I'm gonna try this here. Okay, I think I can lighten that up in post a little bit. And I took 2 different shots. I took one with all 6 windows here, even though there are 8. And then the other one, I just moved the camera askew to the right and just put the 3 windows on the right side of the frame. It's kind of cool that one is open, one is closed, and then one is open. So that just might work. That just might work. And it's super interesting that the ones on the left here are like little skinny guys, and the ones on the right are a little bit wider. Almost like double pane. As if I know what I'm talking about when I talk about windows. Let's walk around the top of this parking structure and see if there's anything else we can see. It's worth walking. All right, there was a couple youngsters up here riding their skateboards. They were kind enough to do a few tricks, and I think I got what essentially I can crop into a minimalistic shot. I don't think it's gonna be true to the sense. I would have liked more negative space. I think that's the theme for today, but I think we got a couple good ones just for being up high and in this area. All right, let's actually go into this Chapman building right here and see if we can go a few more floors up. Well, my vlogging camera has been regulated to a paperweight. Battery's dead. Shame on me. Extra batteries, dude. You think you've been doing this long enough? Okay, happens to all of us. Let's move on. Whew. I made it to the top of the building you just saw in the video. It's an office building. Spanish style architecture, so it's really beautiful. I think if I were to capture somebody in this space, that would be good, but the odds are very unlikely. There's absolutely nobody up here. I'm just gonna walk around a little bit up here and see what we can find. I might be onto something. Perhaps somebody crossing across this sidewalk here nearest to me might be something of interest. So let's get somebody walking through there with no cars in the foreground. That would be excellent. And I'm finally happy with one that I was happy with crossing the street. So it's not the best minimalist shot, but it does isolate. Man, I'm sweating. It does isolate the person, and I like where I was able to position and crop the image into. So that's, I think, gonna do it for today. I was gonna shoot a few more, but I think time is of the essence and I gotta get running back home. So let's recap. 1, get your perspective right, get down low, utilize the sky, whether they be moody, whether they be blue, whatever they may be, just utilize the sky to your advantage. Get up high, get new perspective, see if you can see other things down low. That means getting up in parking structures or office buildings, potentially looking out windows and getting different perspectives on things you might not see from the ground floor. Those 2 things alone will help you a lot. And then try to find some open spaces where you can incorporate people, objects such as bushes, bicycles, fire hydrants, things of that nature. I even captured a couple cars coming across this section. I wasn't super happy with them, but I loved the vibrancy of the color of the car. That was something to keep in mind. I did do a test shot and, you know, it turned out okay. And the last thing to keep this super simple is crop in your images. Have your composition in mind, of course, but sometimes the shot is of the essence, and just shoot it wide and then crop in if you're able to, and that will give you room to play with on the editing side of things. All right, that's gonna do it. I am so happy I came out to shoot some minimalist photography. Hope you had some fun. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Please ring that bell so you're notified when I put up a new video. Like this video if you liked any part of it. Love you guys. We'll see you next time. Woo!